Hi, so I am going to start out by showing you how I'm going to turn this clay into a cylinder, which is going to become a mug. So I will do a quick video. I'll speed up the time so it doesn't take too long, just to show you the process of centering, and then it's called pulling the clay when we kind of make it end up being the shape that we want it to be. Okay. Hi there. So I showed you a little bit before about how pottery is initially made. So once it's gone through the leather hard stage, it goes into the kiln one time. The first time is called a bisque fire. So it goes from being still raw clay to vitrified clay. So it's been baked once. This is what we now call bisque ware. This is the bisque stage. So I'm about to show you a little bit about glazing. And what pieces look like before they go in for their final kiln load, which is a glaze firing, and that's the most exciting part. So today we're just going to be basically doing a little bit of glazing and painting. So to start off, what we need to do is you always want to paint a little bit of wax along the bottom of your piece where it sticks out the most. So there's like a little edge there that would sit on the kiln shelf. And the reason that it's important to put wax on the bottom is that if you don't, when your glaze melts, it can bake onto the kiln shelf, which is basically like the really, really hot oven. And you don't want that to happen, because if that happens, it gets baked on, and when you try and get your piece off, it's probably going to break, and then you've put a lot of work in for nothing. So that's what this part is for waxing. Now wax usually comes white, so we have put a little bit of food coloring into ours so that it shows up and we can tell where it is that we've put the wax on already. Okay, so that's the waxing part. Now glaze is really, really interesting. I have a bottle to show you. Where did I just put it? There it is. So glaze is really neat. You kind of want to think about it. It looks a lot like paint and you use it like paint, but you can't mix it like paint. So you know how if you're painting a picture and you want orange, but you don't have orange, you can mix yellow and red and make it? That's not true with all types of glaze. Sometimes you could do that and end up with a completely different color or it would just turn brown. It just doesn't work the same. So and to show you an example, so this is the color that it's going to end up once it's gone through the glaze firing. But what you actually see when you're painting it is this color. So you would think that you're going to get a pink mug or a pink bowl, but actually once it's cooked, it comes out this color. So that's kind of neat. And to describe glaze, it would almost be like special little pieces of sand called silica. And when they get to a high enough temperature, they fuse together and make glass. So that is basically what happens to make a piece of pottery waterproof. You add that layer on, and then well, I use food safe so that we can eat and drink off of pieces that are made, but it makes it food safe as well. So I just want to show an example too before I start painting just how different things look when they haven't gone to the glaze fire compared to when they've come out of it. So this mug right here, take a look at this. It has not gone into the glaze fire yet, but we will see it by the end of the week. It's coming out. But this is actually going to be the same color as this. So I really love glaze. I think it's fascinating and it's so exciting. It's like Christmas morning, getting everything out of the kiln. So another fun thing about glaze is that you get to paint it on super, super thick. It's like finger painting. You use a ton of glaze, and it's just really fun. So I'm going to take a piece and just show you quickly what it would be like putting some glaze on. Just give me one moment to grab a paintbrush. So you always want to make sure it's shake it, shake it, shake it. So glazing is kind of fun. You want to take as much glaze as you can. Think of like a really, really thick finger painting. And you kind of just slop it all over and make sure that you have it all covered. This right here is the very first layer of glaze. And we're going to let that dry when Maya's all done painting it. And then there are two other glazes, two other layers that go on top. Oh, Maya is my daughter. Say hi, Maya. Hi. So that is how you glaze.